The Dragon Mind of Zen. Life is nothing but a vision, a dream. A synthetic overflow of form-shifting drops filling a self-empty void as conditioned ideations. These ideations, seen through the tainted mind of the bewitched as a universe of certain qualities, were indeed nothing but divided transformations of the uncreated and hence galvanized into a myriad glimmering reflections, all representing the mind's ignorant regenesis of innumerable desires, fears and hopes. The great architect of this fountain called life never ceases to find excuses to regenerate countless variations on itself, a sentient being, an artificial consciousness with a certain set of translating senses, voluntarily trapping itself in countless realities of both pain and joy. Forcing the mind to believe in this impermanent illusion is indeed an obsession and also a great ignorance where the now dissonant mind cannot see, nor accept the absolute and deathless reality of its true and greater self, the unborn Buddha mind. True self-enlightenment does not arise from obsessive reliance, nor compliance in the unified imagined unification with the instantly apparent and arisen, but with the non-apparent and non-arisen, that which only requires a proceeding diligence and reliance in the clear and ascending light of the undivided Buddha mind, like its own celestial father and mother, but in actuality a genderless source from which it draws power to fulfill the desires of the lower. Remembrance that the undivided implies unbornness and unbornness implies the perfect thusness of the not yet born is paramount. In this indefinite reality, the unborn mind itself is absolute and thus indefinite, greater than anything created by man or seen by man, and thus only an idea, a sensation or illusion to those who are chasing it as comparable to any image bearing the stamp of certain qualities. As marvelously indefinite, it is indeed the imageless perfection, in which a single arisen and sustained thought or desire becomes a directed or directing dissonance, an ideation, a bleeding stigma of instant formation and consequently instant counter-formation, that which causes decay and annihilation. Where time of appearance is dependent on the proper conditions of the already available. If we follow this, which is a translated creation of the uncreated, we surely create our own fates and choose to follow something imperfect into the lower and inverted realities of samsara, which are not the true nature of the mind. It is most advisable when reading this to contemplate the mind's infinite ability of sheer and perfect productiveness, above all the source itself that precedes every creation as such and nothing else. Although this act of sheer productiveness may not be a problem for a bodhisattvaic mind, that does not make the mistake to equal the true nature of itself with the created and self-empty. It surely poses a greater problem for the common-minded. By many causes which they cannot even remember, they choose to be common-minded and hence never cease to regenerate this dissonant vibration which manifests the lower into a great receptacle of inevitable suffering. The unborn Buddha mind may be unseen and non-tangible in the eyes of the common-minded. But believe me when I say that it most surely remains as dynamic and ever-present in the splendor of its own infinite power of pure and supreme self-awareness. The only way to find out is to know your own true self, your very deathless nature where, once it is raised above the composed, the reign of illusion is thus ended and truth always shines with nirvanic certainty. Tozen.